Florida Cattlemen's Association's Director of Governmental Affairs, Sam Mart, explains why the vote cannot be taken until then.
Florida requires that the budget be in print 3 days prior to a vote, and that happened on Thursday around 2 o'clock. So from the Cattlemen's Association point of view, we had a very successful year, not only on the budget side, but also on the tax side. In Florida, everything is taxed, and you have to have an exemption if you don't want to be taxed. There's an exemption for groceries. There's an exemption for pharmaceuticals. So we have been asking for years for a tax exemption for fences. The state requires us to fence in livestock, but yet you pay a sales tax when you do it. And right now, a fence is around $2 per foot to build. It's $11,000 a mile to have a fence built on your farm, and you pay a sales tax on it. And this year, the legislature was kind enough to put in a sales tax exemption for that. So we feel like we've had a good year.
Is the rest of agriculture, IFAS, everybody else look good this year too?
Yeah, it was a good year for funding overall. The budget was flush. We also were able to get a $3 million boost for the UF College of Veterinary Medicine. There was another $2 million that went in for the IFAS Artificial Intelligence Ecosystem project. We were able to secure $1 million for the Cattle Enhancement Board. So overall, very good budget year for all of ag.
More of Art's comments can be found on our website, southeastagnet.com. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a high of 75 to 80, then increasing cloudiness this evening, low tonight 60 to 67. Cloudy on Tuesday, a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. High tomorrow 79 to 84. Then thunderstorms in the area tomorrow afternoon will continue through Wednesday afternoon with a high of 76 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. Beautiful sunny day now that the sun's come up. It feels like it's about, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's not. It's 8 o'clock, but feels a little earlier than that because of the stupidity of daylight savings time. Galen Unall joins me on the phone lines as he does every day, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and JustShip.net. Galen, it's only been one day and I'm already over daylight savings time.
Yeah, you need to get daylight savings time is fantastic. Embrace it.
You know what?
It's not going away.
Because
it makes too much sense. Because it solves too many problems. So just embrace it.
What problem does it solve? Getting farmers into the fields longer in the daytime? We don't do that anymore. Only 3% of the country farms anymore.
You do realize it's got nothing to do with farming. It never did. No, it has everything to do with the roads are safer. People who are waiting for a bus, kids who are waiting for a bus, safer because they're doing it in daylight. Whereas if you kept it, they would be standing there in the dark for an hour and a half, and that's just not safe.
They're in the dark. Kids at the school bus. I drove by school bus stops this morning. There were kids everywhere standing in the dark because it was 10 till 7, 15 till 7, and it was still pitch black outside.
Sunrise is at 6:40.
No, it did not. Sun rose at 7:42 this morning. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. Sunrise, 7:42.
Well, then, okay, so if we hadn't have sprung forward, it wouldn't have risen yet, right? I mean, the sun rose an hour earlier.
No, we'd had sun. The sun was up last Friday at 7 in the morning, at about 6:55, 7 in the morning. Now it's not up till almost 8. See, that's a problem. Kids are at the bus stop in the dark.
I like it. No, I love it.
Yeah. Well, here's my problem. I don't have a problem with the thing. But the Earth's axis takes care of the long days and the short days. Just once we spring forward, leave it alone.
No, they can't leave anything alone. No, I don't have a problem.
And then, on top of one of the worst days in my life was Friday. Because I'm without a phone because I broke my phone, as you know, which you thought was a godsend, but it drove me crazy. Maybe that's why I need counseling, is because I'm attached to my phone too much. You may have a point there. You may have a point. But is there anything, and don't get me wrong, Krista and her staff at the corporate AT&T store right across from the entrance to Dick's Sporting Goods and all, which is the only corporate store in town, don't go to these authorized users. Go to the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I go,
sure,
and her and her staff do as good a job as you could experience in getting a new phone. But is the only thing worse than a new phone root canals without Novocaine or death? Is that the only two things worse?
Yeah, because it's the closest thing to a snake oil salesman as we have left.
100%.
When you leave, you feel like you're a little confused, you're a little dazed,
and you need to shower.
You feel like you've been completely beat up. You've signed things you don't completely understand. I'll give you a perfect example. So I was going through my Verizon bill, and I hadn't thought that I had changed anything in Verizon in like 2 years. And I'm looking, and there's all these additional charges or additional fees. And it took me, and I'm trying to remove them. And it took me 3 days to remove some of them. Because you'd remove it, they send you 6 or 7 emails saying, do you really want to do this? But I ended up saving $142 on my phone bill. Because just over time, I had probably just said yes to something, or you do a free trial. It's just a scam, and it's incredibly frustrating. They act like they're very apparent in their bills and things like that, but you still feel like you got robbed when you leave.
Here's the thing. Here's what gets me, is you get the new phone, and then, they don't explain to you the prorated bill when they cut the old phone and the new phone, and then the bill's going to be larger and everything.
Know what it is.
And then you go into the store and say, hey, what's this about? They go, we can't help you with that. You got to call 611.
No, that's correct. Absolutely right. Nobody can help you in the store.
Nobody. They can help you buy a phone. They can help you set a phone up. But once that's done, they can't do anything else. Everything's 611.
Verizon charges you more if you buy the phone in the store. So maybe AT&T doesn't, but Verizon does.
But I did they did give me, even though my phone screen wasn't working, they did give me an $800 rebate. They gave me an $800 trade-in value on it.
That's another scam.
It is.
It's
a huge scam.
They send it to me, right? And they're like, Galen, you can get $1,500 back on your refund. And then I go in, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do that because I can get an upgraded phone basically free. You plug it in, and then they don't tell you what the actual value of your phone is until the very end. And I did it a week ago, and they're like, it's worth $62.
Well, the reason
I was looking at is $1,300.
Well, the reason I did this is I was going to go. They said that I still owed $167 on my lease, right?
Sure.
So I was going to go, I was like, well, I'm not going to pay that off. I pay that off to get a new phone. I'll just go to like one of these phone places and get my screen fixed.
Well,
So I go in and I go, hey, I'm here to get my phone fixed. And he goes, before we even start, let's see how much it will cost. And because I had an S20, the Samsung S20 Plus or something, he goes, $400. I don't owe but $167 on it. You want me to spend $400 on it? So then I try the insurance, which is another scam, by the way.
Oh, don't do the insurance.
A monthly charge, which is a scam. And I tell you why. So I do the insurance, go to file the insurance. And the insurance lady, I'm doing it in the chat box, and the insurance lady goes, we cannot give you, usually, you send your phone in, they next day air you one that's refurbished, it's the same phone as you have. She goes, we can't give you a phone. I go, why? She goes, we don't have any comparable phones to give you. We can offer you a payout on your phone. We'll give you a check for $400. Well, they're going to give me an $800 trade-in on my phone. So now I'm just stuck for another 2 years, leasing a phone, and there's nothing I can do about it. But at least I got a phone back. And I feel like you said, when I left, I felt like that I'd been punched in the temple a couple of times. I didn't really know where I was. I probably shouldn't have drove. It was probably dangerous for me to drive.
It's crazy. And again, there's I think over time, like, I enjoy buying a car, right? I love the back and forth, the negotiations. I love that. There's nothing to negotiate with these phone companies.
No.
And by the way, a phone for an adult that's got a job is no longer a want. It's a must-have.
Yes.
Right? It's a must-have. And because you don't probably have a home phone. And then you get in there and they're like, no, sir. No, you don't understand. If you take this plan, you get this free. And you're like, oh.
Oh.
Okay.
But do you really get it free?
Well, and then 3 months later, you forget that you bought this thing that you don't ever use, and it's charging you $39 a month. I was like, gosh darn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah. I feel your pain. I'm glad you got through it.
And why does it take so long? That's the other issue.
Another fair question.
That's the other issue. Why did I have to be in the phone store for almost 3 full hours? What takes so long?
Did you have to import everything over?
No, I'd saved everything to the Google Cloud.
So what took so long?
Just getting,
a lot of typing.
First off, to get to the Google Cloud, they had to send me to verify the new, to verify a login from a new apparatus, They had to send me a text message to my old phone. Well, I can't get the text message code for my own phone because the screen doesn't work.
That's about right.
So then we had to go through hoops. Finally, Krista, the manager of the store, she comes up with a solution, and she takes a SIM card, puts it in a phone, just right there, and gets it to text it to that phone, gets the code, and then takes my SIM card back out, and I'm like, there's got to be a better system than this. There's got to be, especially when you're paying. Are you ready for how much phones are now?
Ooh, go ahead.
The phone I got today, was, it's a phone when it's folded closed. It's a tablet when you open it up, right? So I got this phone, 18 large. With the $800 rebate, with the $800 rebate, $1,000.
Yes, 1G.
Wow. $40 a month on the lease rate.
Did you have to upgrade your plan to 5G?
No. Luckily, with the rebate and everything, my bill went up $1.17.
Sure, it did. Tell me what it is in 3 months.
Well, here's the other thing that they do well at where I'm at. Because mine's a business account, they treat you a whole lot different and a whole lot better than if it's a personal account.
You say so.
Well, they have for the 6 years I've had it. A hell of a lot better than the years before I had the business account.
All right. Well, they're very nice all the time, right? You know, you can't. They're doing their best with the customer service.
Look, I'm doing the best I can do. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
And they all hate 611, except when they say, "Hey, can I get help here?" No, we can't help you with that. 611.
Oh yeah, I don't know. And they always want you to do a survey.
Always.
The people at the store like, can you please give me a good survey? And you're like, Trista worked with me for 2 hours to get this work. I'm gonna like her.
Oh, and by the way,
I don't know if she sucked at her job or not. I can't. And they're just constantly tapping on keys.
By the way,
take this long.
By the way, what else takes so long is all weekend, because it's a brand new phone, right? Brand new, out of the box, never been plugged in.
Sure.
You would think it would have all the bells and whistles ready to go. This damn phone's it's updated 3 times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. Sure. And then you've got to get all your apps right.
Oh yeah.
I will say, Apple does a better job of that because it automatically downloads all the apps.
Well, if you save them to the Google Cloud, you can download them all. I downloaded them all back, my pictures, everything.
Sure.
Because I have it set up every 3 days. Everything that's new gets saved to the Google Cloud.
Yeah. So. And I've got like the Verizon Cloud, the Google Cloud.
Yeah.
I found out I had all that.
If you don't load it to the cloud, you're going to lose all your stuff. It's ridiculous.
You're screwed. You're starting from ground zero. You're going to walk around upset for at least a month.
At least a month.
Somebody you were supposed to call and you forgot their number and it's not your phone.
And you have to do this dreaded thing. We got to go to break, but you got to go to do this dreaded thing. Sorry, new phone, lost all my contacts. Who is this texting me? Who is this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's your wife, jackass.
It was my mom. It was my mom last time it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. More with Galen, after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. Tax filing season is underway, and while the IRS works through its millions of backlog cases from prior years, our office is here to help you navigate the IRS. From delayed tax returns, missing stimulus payments, and so much more, you can reach out to our team at kamak.house.gov for help. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
It's bow time. Ever taste something so good you just get hooked? Like the Bo Jangler, the only fish sandwich splashed with Bo's famous seasoning. So we're having a fish fry, Bojangles style, spicing up premium fish fillets with the good stuff and slathering them with melty cheese and tangy tartar sauce to hook your taste buds with just one bite. Reel in a Bojangler today, only at Bojangles.
Catch the Bojangler at 4828 Southwest College Road here in Ocala.
Hi, I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of TPN. TPN is the new alternative to Facebook for those that are tired of being censored, the lack of free speech in our great country, and are looking to share your ideas, passions, dreams, and opinions on a platform that's filled with folks just like you. If you're looking to network and build relationships with those that value faith, family, free enterprise, and free speech, then TPN is your solution. TPN is where all voices are heard and where you can fight back against big tech. Go to www.gettpn.net/radio to download the app now. That's gettpn.net/radio.
Are you a veteran living in Florida? Do you want to earn while you learn? Call 954-434-8220 or visit our website at nsied.org now. Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants training in farming, ranching, and allied services? Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants help with job placement? Call 954-434-8220. North-South Institute Veteran Training Program is a mix of online and hands-on in-person training designed for you to earn while you learn. Once you register for the program, you'll get a stipend of approximately $300 per month for 3 months. And you can get an additional stipend to offset your travel expenses. You can also get another $75 for referring a veteran who completes the program. If you are a veteran living in Florida, call the North-South Institute Veteran Training Program now, 954-434-8220, or visit our website at nsied.org now.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Galen Unall from Life South joins us. Thanks to the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and JustShip.net. We're talking about the trials and tribulations of cell phone purchasing. And, you know, somebody texted me in the interim and said, obviously you never bought a house. No, I've had to sit in the title office. I've had to sit in the title office for hours signing, putting my name on the end of the title with my ex-wife, the house we bought on the lake and everything. But the thing is, people are there explaining to you what you're signing. They're going over stuff with you. They're explaining it in detail. That don't happen at the cell phone store. Just don't happen.
And you also have a representative with you, right? So before you get to that table, you know exactly what you're paying for. You know exactly what you need to bring, right? And you know you're going to be there signing. And let's be clear, it's a house. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. With a cell phone, we're talking less than your car or even a couch, right? But you feel that there's so many just little fine print everywhere. It's not even close to being the equivalent.
Somebody else just texted in, it is a lot like being in the box, which then they put in parentheses, finance office at a used car lot.
Yeah, but again, and I think this is key. You can always just walk away from a used car dealership, A, and B, you kind of expect to feel that way when you're buying a car. I think I've shared the example on this radio before. I've been to a dealership where my car broke down, and the only way I was going to get home is if I bought a car, right? So, I've been in that situation. But with a cell phone, you're like, oh, yeah, this should be pretty easy. And it's not, and it just sucks.
It's a horrible experience. And by the way, I say that saying that the staff at the store I go to is as good as they can get. Krista does a great job. She makes it as least painful as possible.
But you were there for 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's nothing. And again, the dealerships, they've completely changed the buying experience where you can do it online and everything else. But I'd much rather buy a car than a phone.
Oh, any day of the week. Look, I'm contemplating if it wouldn't be better to get your fingernails ripped off by a pair of pliers one at a time instead of buying a phone.
And then somebody just hands you a phone right at the end of it, right? You're like, it would be painful. It would be relatively quick.
And then you would have your phone, and you'd be done. Good.
Right. And you'd be like, okay, all right. It's like timeout versus getting spanked.
Yeah, and eventually the pain from those fingernails, you wrap them, you get the air off of them, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, what do we? Yeah, it's not a bad example. I can't stand buying a phone.
Oh, it's the worst. But it has,
like you said. Have it. I mean, how depressed were you on Friday?
Oh, I know. I was flying blind. And then here's what they say. Here's what they said. They go, "Do you have an alternative phone number you'd like to list?"
No. What is that?
No, I do not.
What are you talking about? Look, I cut the cord. I cut the phone cord before I cut cable cord.
Exactly. I've been streaming for 4 years. I've been without a house phone I don't even remember the last time I had a house phone. I think the last time I had a house phone, was because I needed it for dial-up.
Well, no, geez. I remember when I got rid of mine because I was on the road traveling and I called my home and no one answered it. And there were 3 people in the house. No one answered it. And then I called their cell phones. They're like, "Yeah, we're home." I'm like, "Why didn't you answer the phone?" "Oh, it's not for us." Okay. All right.
So now no need for and here's you know how those phone people get you. Well, we'll talk about how those phone people get you after the break, because they get you another way too. The residential phone people, they
911.
They get you in another way that it's as unscrupulous, but I think that's because it's the same people that work at the phone, the 611.
Sure.
I think it's the same people that you buy your house phone from that work at 611. I really believe that. And who knows where's 611 located? Where's 611?
All over, whoever answers the phone.
Man, I tell you that. We'll take a break. We'll be back more with Galen Unon from Life South. You're listening to Ocala Talks on a Monday. This is 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. It is WOCA. The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Russia has asked China for military support, including drones as well as economic assistance for its invasion of Ukraine. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on CNN.
We also are watching closely to see the extent to which China actually does provide any form of support, material support or economic support to Russia. It is a concern of ours, and we have communicated to Beijing that we will not stand by and allow any country to compensate Russia for its losses.
Seattle is America's most desired destination for college students after they graduate. That's according to an Axios Generation Lab Next Cities Index poll. The northwestern city in Washington State has many features college graduates are looking for: cool climate and green energy mentality. Seattle beat out New York and Los Angeles among young adults looking to move. Thanks for listening. It's well appreciated. We are USA Radio News.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Hey, Chief, we got a damaged RV on its way to the OR.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of RV surgery.
Wait, are you promoting me?
Congrats, Martinez.
Doctor, that RV's flatlining.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of nursing.
So you're just promoting everyone now?
Yeah, kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
My sign is a potential customer's first impression, so it needs to be perfect.
It's possible at Staples.
There are 4 other bakeries within 5 blocks of here. My shop needs to stand out.
Also possible. With Staples print and marketing services, small businesses can print big with wide format signs and banners. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Create your sign at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/26. Visit staples.com/signage for detail.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Are you suffering from neck, back, or leg pain? Go Green CBD Store can help you with holistic, all-natural, lab-tested products that help with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, PTSD, and so much more. We stock smokable products, gummies, chocolate, coffee, tea, even pain cream. Yes, we even have treats and oils for your dogs or cats. Go Green CBD is located in the Paddock Mall in the center court. We're open every day. Come in today for a free sample.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
On Saturday, March 19th, the University Air Center will host the Gator Fly-In and Armed Services Appreciation Day. All branches of the military are invited, alongside civilian and law enforcement pilots, to display their aircraft. Vote for the best civilian aircraft and People's Choice Aircraft Contest. Admission and parking are free. There will be helicopter and airplane rides, food trucks, and live music for all to enjoy. Again, that's March 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University Air Center, where you can fly easy from Gainesville nonstop to Atlanta on Delta Airlines, Charlotte, Dallas, and Miami on American Airlines. Enjoy the fly-in, and remember, you can easily fly in and out to 343 destinations around the world in one stop on American and Delta Airlines. Enjoy the Gator Fly-In, and remember to fly easy, fly Gainesville.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us. He does every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring. Family owned and operated for over 30-plus years. They owe every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. Of course, Palm Garden and Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street, offers skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how they're handling the pandemic, give them a call at 352-854-6262. And, of course, just shipped, opening a new brick-and-mortar store coming within the next 2 weeks. We'll have more details about that. They've flipped the script on shipping. They do all the legwork for you. You have to do very little. Go to justship.net to find out more. Galen, before we went to break, I said, you know, when you get a house phone, nobody gets a house phone anymore. Now you get, you know, to get the $45 a month for the first year of internet, and then it goes up to like $175. But to get the first year at $45, You got to bundle a phone line in with it and everything. The bundle it's almost as bad as a cell phone store.
Yeah, and you know, again, I went to Cox because I go through Cox, and I said, look, I don't even have a phone plugged up to that. They're like, yeah, but if you were to take that phone out, that phone number away,
exactly,
your bill's going to go up $32.
Exactly.
What? Wait, what? Okay. Yeah, and it's all because they need more for that. Because I asked, I said, this doesn't make sense. They're like, it has to do with the FTC. You have to have a certain percentage of phone lines so that we can establish ourselves as a phone, something like that. Some emergencies. I don't know.
Once again, nothing that you could understand. Nothing that you could understand.
No, I said that does not. And this is what I told her. I said, this does not pass the smell test. And she goes, oh, sir, would you like to keep your phone line? I'm like, yeah, I guess it's saving me $38 or whatever it was. I guess I will. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand your pain completely, Tom.
Yeah. So speaking of pain, Saturday morning I woke up and went to help my wife get the paper backing off in her new shop she's opening. The guy who owned it before, the guy who rented there before, and he'd been there for a number of years. They had put linoleum on top of linoleum on then wood flooring and then carpet, right? So you got to get all that up. Well, the last bit of linoleum left paper all over the floor, and you thought it was very thin paper, but once we started getting it up, it was pretty thick. But we're doing that in a torrential downpour. It's raining so hard you can't see across the street. But we didn't experience anything like the experience between Dunellen and just past Dick's Sporting Goods and all, as an F1 tornado stayed on the ground for 26 miles, about 80 yards wide tornado. And there's one video that's posted on Facebook and Instagram where a guy is sitting in the drive-thru at the Dunkin' Donuts or something right there on 200, and literally the people in that drive-thru, the tornado passes right over their cars. You know, his car gets rocked and everything and gets lifted and moved a little bit, and he's in the middle of that tornado screaming like a little girl, which, by the way, I would be doing too. It was a scary video to watch as you see the tornado come and all the spinning stuff and hitting his car windshield and everything. It was really a scary few minutes between 8 and 9 Saturday morning in the west part of Marion County.
Yeah, it even hit my neighborhood, parts of it. And I remember my wife and I were sitting there and we're like, what is that? The wind just came quick. But thankfully, nobody was hurt in that. I saw the video.
No injuries at all.
It's unbelievable. And you can replace, bricks and mortar and roof tiles and stuff like that. But, man, I saw that video, and my son's like, why is he screaming? I'm like, man, I'd have peed in my pants.
Exactly.
I'd have been praying. Yeah. I would have dropped the phone. I was pretty impressed that he didn't drop the phone.
No, he probably had it on like some sort of stand on his dashboard or something.
Well, it didn't move much, and I was pretty impressed by that.
Right.
So,
but by the way, for all of those that are wondering, all the animals at the veterinarian hospital that was torn apart right there on 200, the Humane Society and other groups stepped up, and all the pets were retrieved, and everything was fine with them. So, hey, let's go to the phone lines real quick. You're on with Tom and Galen on Ocala Talks.
Hey, this is Cheryl. Thank you. I was in the path of one of those. Apparently, that was a main tornado, but there were multiple sisters. Yeah. And so the road I am on has massive destruction. So here's my concern. I was trying to call the TV stations. I was on Channel 2's Coffee Talk line while they're saying, oh, Marion County's calm and quiet. My concern is they have been very verbal that Marion County is in a vortex between Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Orlando, and we don't really have radar reception here, so our tornadoes are rarely picked up. This was a big deal, and it still is a big deal.
It really is, and that's why there's been an effort numerous times to get a local television station with their own radar here in Ocala. Thanks for the call, Cheryl, and I hope everything's fine with you and your family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I got the alert. I got the severe thunderstorm alert on my phone.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that. I've signed up with the county, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, mine came through Verizon, I think. Because my wife didn't and our neighbors didn't, and I'm like, yeah, I got it. I mean, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know what it would do.
Yeah, where are we going? We don't
that
have
situation.
basements.
Yeah,
Where are we going?
Mean, you don't have a storm shelter. I get it. Knowledge is power, but I don't.
See, and I
really know
thought it was
how
good. I
comes
thought the
out.
National Weather Service
Under the
would.
bathroom.
I thought the National Weather Service would come and say it was an F0. No, they said it was an F1. That's 110 mile an hour winds, sustained, and you know, from Dunellen, the main one went 26 miles, stayed on the ground for 26 miles, and it was 80 yards wide. That's almost the full length of a football field. That's to Floridians. That's not a small storm. That's not a small tornado. Now, people in Oklahoma may have laughed. Oh, yeah, that's nothing. We get them a mile wide. Okay, but we don't live in Oklahoma. And
well, and they don't have the trees that we do.
No,
right?
it's the plains.
That's what I was worried about. Is like, my gosh, how many trees just got ripped out of the ground? It didn't seem. I mean, when I heard that it was an F1, it sounds terrible, but I expected the damage to be far worse.
Far worse.
A lot of fences torn out. You know.
A lot of people's lanais. A lot of lanais gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which are expensive to replace. Expensive.
Yeah, if you're using an unlicensed contractor, you don't have a lanai.
No, you do not. Good morning. You're on with Galen and Tom.
Yeah, good morning, guys. That was a pretty scary situation. I moved to a mobile home, my first one, and let me tell you, when that thing came through, this building was kind of shaking a little bit. I thought, what the heck are you going to, there's no basement, where are you going to go? You know, and if that thing would have hit where I live here at 110 miles an hour wind, there'd have been a lot of damage in here, you know. But it was scary. But I tell you, I never seen it rain so hard. I'm telling you, we had an inch of rain in 20 minutes. You know, and it was just unbelievable.
It was scary. Thanks for the call. It was scary for a lot of people in Marion County, and because we have a lot of the retirement communities here that are mobile home parks, that's during hurricanes it's a real concern, but during something like that, and you know they said it was tornado watches. We were eating breakfast before we went to work. Before we went to work at the shop, and it said tornado watches and all, but you really didn't. Usually there's tornado watches all the time, but I knew something was up when I had to go run an errand, and I get to 17th and Pine, and police are directing traffic because there's no traffic lights on Pine. I knew maybe we hadn't experienced on the north side of town where we were what they had experienced on the west side of town, because it was ugly. Galen, we got to do this. We got to take another break. I mean, we're breaking all the time. We got to take a break. We'll be back more with Galen, after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Howdy, Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. Tax filing season is underway, and while the IRS works through its millions of backlog cases from prior years, our office is here to help you navigate the IRS. From delayed tax returns, missing stimulus payments, and so much more, you can reach out to our team at camac.house.gov for help. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, I'll tell you, daylight savings time's got me. I looked at the clock on the computer. It says 8:48, but I look on the clock on the mix board here that we use at the radio station. It says 7:48 because nobody's switched the clock on that one yet. So it gets a little confusing for me. You know, college football, shots to the head. Speaking of college, something that Galen and I have talked about numerous times, the head men's basketball coach at the University of Florida search is underway because the head basketball coach at the University of Florida has taken the job as the head coach of the worst team in the SEC this year in basketball, the Georgia Bulldogs, as Coach White leaves Florida and goes to Georgia. Galen, a lot of people in Florida go, good riddance. Good riddance.
Well, I mean, he is ranked, kind of. I don't know. I hear people like, oh, he's great. I'm like, no, he had one good year. I'm kind of over Mike White.
Andy followed the legend, so you never do well when you follow the legend.
Well, and the only reason he kept his job this long is because COVID saved his job.
2 years ago.
When they canceled the basketball season, he would have been fired. So, yeah, I mean, they didn't end the season very well. You know, they're unranked. I don't know why Georgia hired him. He's not a very good recruiter.
No.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked by it all.
But I will tell you this. How bad is this stat? I got this stat this morning on the ESPN Sports Center, and I went, wow, that doesn't sound right. And you're in touch with AAU basketball. You've had AAU teams. You know a lot about the basketball world as your son played basketball. He's right at that age where it's college. You know, colleges are calling and stuff. So you know AAU basketball. Florida is very rich in basketball. They play good AAU basketball. College level, the only team to make the big dance. Only one team in the state of Florida. Out of the colleges that play in Division I basketball, the FGCUs and UCF, USF, all of them play. The University of Miami, only team to make the tournament.
Yeah, in Florida State's defense, injuries killed them.
They did. Injuries decimated that team.
I mean, they beat Duke, then they beat Miami, and then injuries just caught up to them. So I'm going to give Leonard Hamilton a pass on this year. You look at a team like South Florida. South Florida is rebuilding. I think they will be there eventually. They're traditionally a pretty good school. They play in a really good conference. I think they'll get there. UCF is always hit or miss. You know, they catch lightning in a bottle every 2 or 3 years. But that's about it. I mean, it's a rough. And you are right about the talent in the state of Florida. It is very, very good.
It's really good.
And I'll give you a couple of examples. So there's a guy at the Villages. He's a junior this year, so he's got another year. His name is Sam Walters. He's being recruited by everybody, except for the University of Florida. And I'm like, Sam, I mean, Trey Mann went to the University of Florida. They didn't play each other, but they're playing at the same school. You would think Florida would offer him. He's getting offers from Duke and North Carolina and Florida State.
Nothing.
And I'll give you another guy, Eric Daly Jr., who plays at IMG. IMG, which is the number 1 or number 2 high school team in the country. And none of those guys are being projected to go to any of the Florida schools. And I'm just shocked by it all. And you never see coaches at some of the big tournaments. You don't ever see the coaches from Florida State and Florida and Miami at these big tournaments.
It just makes
so you'll see the Stetsons and the UNFs,
right?
Things like that.
And there's rich. The basketball world at high school level is rich in this state. It's a wealthy genre of sports in this state, and the big schools in Florida don't seem to care. Speaking of big news came out last night. If you really care, a lot of Tampa Bay fans do. That the retirement is over. It lasted 3 weeks, and there's still work to be done. He said he's not ready to sit in the bleachers and watch. He wants to be back out on the field. He will be back for the 2023 season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. T12 will be back under center.
Yeah, TB12, as a Bucs fan, it gives me hope. They've got to shore up that offensive line a little bit. But they put the franchise tag on Godwin. That'll help, and hopefully he stays healthy. I'm excited. I'm excited again. I think the Bucs need to figure out if they, because I don't know how many more years Tom has, but we've been saying that for the last 15. So, good. That means Gronk's coming back. I mean, that's a really, really good thing.
And Kyle Trask, former Florida Gator Kyle Trask, will be, as Bruce Arians said, he is the solid number 2, the backup. And it can't hurt Kyle Trask to have TB12, right there giving him pointers and everything for another year with no pressure to have to perform. It can't hurt Kyle Trask at all.
Not at all. And, again, he has the opportunity to learn from an absolute legend. And let's see what happens, right? I mean, and by the way, he's making a big fat paycheck.
Yeah, making a big paycheck. He's making Shane Matthews. Shane Matthews made a career out of making a big paycheck holding the clipboard.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true.
Hey, also this weekend, it was announced late last week, but we didn't get to talk about it on the show, so we'll talk about it today. Announced that after a 91 or 92-day lockout by the owners, Major League Baseball they've reached a collective bargaining agreement for at least the next 5 years. Spring training will start in earnest today. They do expect to get all 162 games in. Some of the new things is there's a universal DH now, something that you have said makes all kind of sense. And even though I'm a National League traditionalist, and I understand why they did it, and I understand with the money that pitchers make, you don't want them getting injured running the bases, jamming a finger, anything that could hurt them. So I'm coming around to understanding why the universal DH got in there. But what I don't understand is why Rob Manfred and the owners are so against what they call a gimmick, but I think speeds up games so you don't have 19 and 20 inning games. They did away with the second guy on second base starting the extra innings.
Yeah, and I kind of knew that was coming. I don't have a problem with it. There's some other issues I have, but the DH is a good thing. They got rid of the Rule 5 draft, which I think is a huge, huge deal. And, of course, they raised the minimum salary in the Major League Baseball by $250,000.
$700,000 is the minimum.
Right. Yeah, not bad money. Not bad money.
And they made the shift illegal.
that's the part I really need to delve into, because I haven't had actually a good breakdown of what is illegal. Is it how many people you can have on the other side of second base?
Yeah, you can only have.
I need
the shortstop. The shortstop cannot go to the second base side, or the third baseman cannot go to the second base side of the bag. And what they deem by the second base side is they said they were going to draw a straight line from home plate to center field, an imaginary line. And if you cross over that imaginary line, which is the point of the bag, I would guess, anything to the second base side of that, the shortstop and third baseman are not allowed to play anymore.
What you're going to see is a lot more of the outfield shift into a different route.
Right.
And again, I like the shift. The shift is a part of baseball. It's been around for 100 years.
If you want to beat the shift, learn to bunt down the third baseline and learn to hit to the opposite field if you're a left-hander. And if you're a right-hander, learn to hit to the right. If you're a right-hander, learn to hit down the right field.
I remember talking to Ted Williams about the shift 25 years ago. 25 years ago, Ted Williams he goes, yeah, if they didn't shift against me, I would have hit 400 every single year of my career.
100% he would have.
So what are we doing? I don't like it.
I remember it's like when softball phased out the short fielder and just went with 4 outfielders. Remember, softball back in the day had infielders, 3 outfielders, and a short fielder, which would roam the outfield in the short area. You can still do it, yeah, but it's not. Now they just play. A lot of teams just play 4 deep outfielders. But back in the day, you had 3 outfielders and a short fielder.
Partly of that's because they did the circle where if you hit the ball into the circle for the pitcher, you're out, which is smart because people are getting killed.
So,
but yeah,
changes underway for Major League Baseball. I think the DH is going to allow some people to have longer careers, and it really messes with the free agent market because now teams that may not have been in the market for a first baseman, say like Freddie Freeman, who they already had a first baseman. Well, now they need a DH, and Freddie Freeman's a major league star when it comes to hitting at the plate. So we'll see how the DH rule works in both leagues now. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, Bloodmobile today, Tom, we're actually at the Walmart right there in the shore, so come see us there. But, again, just get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood. We are still in emergency need of all blood types. So check us out, lifesouth.org, donate blood.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, all.
We'll be right back after this timeout.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Despite the promise not to involve U.S. troops in the war between Russia and Ukraine, a miscalculation from either side could risk dragging NATO into the conflict. Russia launched several missiles at a base in western Ukraine over the weekend that landed roughly 10 miles from the Poland border, killing 36 people and wounding 134 others. The fear of escalation in the conflict has been at the center of the Biden administration's response in recent days. The Pentagon last week denied a request from Poland